about this? The Senate looking a little bit more lax these days. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer loosening the belt on the dress code. It'll allow Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, for example, to wear casual attire while on the Senate floor before and after votes. Fetterman was treated for clinical depression earlier this year and has been seen sporting the casual look since returning to the floor. He likes the hoodies. He likes, the gym shorts. Staffers, though, this is interesting. Staffers will still be required to follow the business attire dress code. Let's bring in Steve Krakauer for this one. He's the author of Uncovered: How the Media Got Cozy with Power, Abandoned Its Principles, and Lost the People. Steve, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks.
You too. Absolutely. Good to be here.
So Chuck Schumer says senators are allowed to wear whatever they want on the Senate floor. So, of course, John Fetterman can conduct business in gym shorts and hoodies. What do you make of this, Steve?
Yeah, I'm not a big sartorial expert here, so I would think there's probably somewhere in between, like wearing a suit and tie and wearing gym shorts and a hoodie, and maybe they can find some happy medium. But I think this really gets to the whole ridiculous nature of how this came about. This was not some decision that's saying, oh, the stuffy Senate, it's out of touch with our current culture. Okay, we're going to relax those rules a little bit, and now everyone can do it. No, this is made, it's sort of this tyranny of the very small minority here, because this is being done because of, as you mentioned, Senator John Fetterman, a single senator who, it's very sad, but in his post-stroke severe depression, the only way he can do his job is to wear a hoodie and shorts. That's what has been reported here. Now, again, very sad, but this is not a reflection of really the dress code of the Senate. It's a reflection of catering to a single individual who perhaps should not be in this job. This is not the kind of job a person who is recovering from a massive stroke and it can no longer do their job and without being hospitalized for severe depression without wearing this attire.
Do you think we'd see anybody else other than John Fetterman kind of, show up in their casual gym gear to cast votes and, and whatnot? I mean, or is it just going to be him? Is this only him that we're talking about?
I guess we'll see. I can see a little bit of a relaxing. I'm with no tie. Apparently, maybe there's like some in between that some of the senators can go with, a nice sweater perhaps. But no, I think for the most part this is going to be about John Fetterman. And honestly, this is the state of the Senate these days. People can see this. I mean, we got Dianne Feinstein who doesn't know how to vote, and you got Mitch McConnell who's freezing up. And again, it's very sad. I mean, we should be very respectful of the elderly, but these are the kind of people that are in the Senate, and there's accommodations being made. We're made to say, oh, this is just normal. This is really not a very normal situation right now. And I think other countries would look at this and say, what is going on? It's not so much about what they're wearing and oh, now the rules are changed, but why it's being done. And I think that's what's really at the core here.
And let me go out on a limb here. This might be a stretch. You check me. You tell me if you think I'm wrong. Do you think that there are political motivations here, Steve? Like that this might help some Democrats appear more youthful, more hip, particularly at a time when the age and mental acuity of their party's leader, President Biden, is so much in the spotlight?
Yeah, I could see that. It's interesting. It reminds me of like with Kristen Sinema of Arizona when she started wearing sleeveless dresses or wearing, purple or orange or really bright, flashy colors. And I could see that there's this drift towards stories that become, oh, look at this cool look from the senator. So I could actually see that happening. I think that this opens the door to that. And to be honest, I do think that there's really value to maybe relaxing some of these rules anyway. So it's not necessarily the wrong decision. I think that this is probably going the right way. This is where I think most of the country is these days. It doesn't need to be, the reflection of this, vaunted Senate. I think that's kind of gone away anyway. So I think we could see a little bit more of that, and it's going to become media stories just in and of itself what people decide to wear now.
Yeah, we're chatting about it today because it's just kind of a bizarre, interesting little Monday, nugget of information. But it is interesting that the Senate is spending any time on talking about this. We have bigger fish to fry right now heading into 2024.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.